This time we're in the wonderful historic city of Otranto. Join us as we continue our Puglia adventure. Let's go have a look around.
Otranto is the most eastern city in all of Italy, and it's famous for its ancient city walls, a beautiful castle, crystal clear swimming water, and laid-back attitude. Just like our last destination, Matera, we had never heard of Otranto, and were wondering why, as it has the most amazing high city walls with whitewashed dwellings inside that just make it a charming and picturesque place to walk around. We parked in one of the out-of-town car parks and took the 10-minute stroll along the marina front before climbing the steep steps that bring you into one of the old town gate entrances. Walking through, you wonder what's protected and hidden inside.
Just like a lot of the other Italian towns we've been visiting, you have the old town with its kind of maze of little walkways and shops and restaurants and stuff. It looks really inviting. Here you have the added bonus that there's a beautiful ocean as well. Water's so blue, it's really gorgeous.
Make sure you climb up onto the city's thick outer walls for views along the picturesque harbour that sits right on the Adriatic Sea. As you gaze out, you might catch a glimpse of the Balkans and Greece. We visited in August, and many Italians had travelled down south and picked this city as their base. And it was busy, but the pandemic probably made it quieter than usual at this time of year. Loads of locals had boats out enjoying the incredibly hot day, whilst others just had a paddle in the Lido that laps the base of the city walls. We were quite jealous that we'd not had the foresight to bring some trunks for a swim. There are a lot of sandy white beaches in and around the city, and also just a few miles either side on the coast. The harbour was once an important commercial port, but its east-facing position made it susceptible to attack, the most bloodied being in the 1400s when a fleet from Turkey overwhelmed the city, killing all males over 15 and selling women and children into slavery. Following liberation from the Turks, the current defences with the wall and castle were built to better protect citizens. Diving into the old town, the tiny streets were bustling with people getting some shade and browsing the shops. The old town is full of cute boutique-style stores with plenty of handmade or handcrafted items to buy from local artisans. You see a lot of colourful ceramics, shoes, clothes and dry pasta. This is a great way to walk off some lunch just wandering around the narrow streets, browsing the stores, keeping in the shade and just enjoying the beauty of this cute old town. As well as the gorgeous alleyways of the historic town, visitors can enjoy a series of bustling seafront promenades and pretty squares. And as you'd expect with a fishing port, some excellent fish restaurants and bars to enjoy the sea view. Depending on your pace, you can walk from the far side of the port at the lighthouse all the way around the seafront promenade in about an hour and a half. The most spectacular part is the Heroes Promenade, where you can see the monument to the martyrs of the 1480 massacre we spoke about earlier in the guide. Don't miss, not that you really can, La Porta Alfonsina, the main gate to Otranto's enchanting old town. Named after Alfonso de Aragon, who led the army that freed Otranto from the Turkish siege. Once you pass under the gate, you're back in the narrow streets and should make your way to the centre and the delightful Romanesque Cathedral. The impressive cathedral lies in the heart of the town's historic centre. Sadly, due to COVID, it was closed to visitors, but normally you can venture inside and view the 12th century medieval mosaic floor, which depicts an enormous and splendid tree of life. Also inside is a crypt and the St. Martyr's Chapel, where some of the remains of the 800 martyrs that were beheaded by the Ottomans lay in rest. Of course, we shouldn't forget the symbol of the town, the castle. During normal times, it's open to tour around, with exhibitions and an archaeological museum inside. Next time, we'll rise above the ocean in the white city of Ostruni, full of tuk-tuks, a maze of steep cobbled streets, whitewashed houses, olive oil and a few wonderful churches to check out. Remember to subscribe so you get notified, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.